Hi, I'm Jodi-Anne, a wellbeing educator and healing facilitator. I've channeled over 100 answers to questions about life. These have been recorded through automatic writing, answering a broad range of questions about life and how it works, and how we can be peaceful and happy. Today's topic is part 2 of how to heal after childhood sexual abuse. Join me as we explore this topic and go deep within to heal and find peace. So in the first video on this topic, we focused on the fact that a lot of healing is required to release the buried emotions and pain that result from childhood sexual abuse. We gave some advice on how to move through tough emotions that surface and that demand our attention. Today, we talk about the wider implications. When one has been sexually abused as a child, you can lose the sense that your body's precious and should be treated as such. You can forget that sexual intimacy is meant to be loving, kind, and about connection with self, other, and God or the universe, the divine, that oneness, that union. It's a sacred act resulting in a union between man and woman. It's a real surrender into oneness. It can result in conception, birth, and parenthood. It's a sacred act necessary for the continuation of the species, and it is meant to be enjoyable and safe. For those who have been sexually abused as children, sex can often feel not sacred and not safe. It can feel scary, dirty, or carnal. The sacredness can be regained once healed, but for many who have suffered abuse, sex can feel like a threat, it can feel dangerous, or worse, it can feel meaningless, something you just do to please your partner or to get attention from another person. Many who have been abused as children continue to let themselves be abused by others. They don't know how to set boundaries or say no. They don't know that there's a choice to say no, or that sex can be different to the physical act that they experienced when young. It can also become an addiction, a seductive tool used to get what you want in life. And this devalues your body because you're letting it be used by others, and so energetically it's polluting your body. But someone who's been deeply hurt may be so numbed from their pain and hiding from their true feelings that they don't even notice that they feel devalued, used, or taken advantage of. In essence, they let the abuse continue, not knowing that they deserve better. They may also feel and believe that that's the only way that they can get some love or some attention or some acceptance because they haven't received that in the past. Some will do the opposite. For some, the abuse was so terrifying that they won't let anyone close, and sex becomes something that simply doesn't happen as it feels too dangerous. In between these extremes is the person who can have sex with their partner but may not feel much physically during the act. Their mind wanders off thinking of other things, so energetically they're not present or fully participating in the act. They've left in their minds to go to a safer place. It takes a lot of healing to get to the space where you can be fully present during sex, where you stay in your body and be present, where you can enjoy it and see it and feel it as a sacred process of surrender, allowing yourself to merge with your beloved partner and God, universe, oneness, the divine, whatever you want to call it. God, of course, is not involved in this process, but that energy of union, of oneness, of love, of combination, that is the divine. And it is through this sexual act that we become the most vulnerable and intertwined with another. So it really is an act of vulnerability, of trust, and of surrender. So during sex, we become one with the other person. We are literally connected with them and combined together. And therefore, in that process, we return in moments of deep connection to source. We have that connection to the oneness with all that is. Another aspect of life affected by childhood sexual abuse is our self-image of what it means to be a man or a woman. It will affect what we think about ourselves, our worth, our appearance, and our attitudes. It shapes our view of the world to one that is less than loving and kind, less than supportive and caring. And all of this has to be worked through as we learn to love ourselves and dress according to our personality or being. For many years, a sufferer of childhood sexual abuse may dress as a tomboy to avoid feeling feminine or threatened by further abuse. So baggy clothes are common, trying to hide the fact that they're a woman or a young teen. Of course, those who have gone the opposite direction dress provocatively, revealing their sexuality to all, showing they have power over others by alluring them. And that's what the provocation is truly about. It's the person's way to attempt to feel powerful, to have control over others. That way, if they feel they're in control, it's less scary than thinking others can control them. So it's just a form of self-defense. Both responses are totally okay and totally understandable as a result of what they've been through. The goal, however, is to heal and find balance where you can just be you and dress how you like because you want to, not because you're trying to prove anything to anyone else or to get approval. When we heal fully, we come to a place of self-love and acceptance where it doesn't matter what others think. And when we're in this healthy place, we can live our life doing what we want and being present to the moment and enjoying all that comes. We're not preoccupied with the past or the future, and our body is relaxed. It's not on guard, not scanning for danger or looking about needily or for protection. When we are fully healed, we're at ease, we are feeling peaceful, trusting, and flowing with life. There may be more that comes up, but we can process it using the tools and the skills and the knowledge that we have so that we're supporting ourselves, we're accepting our life, and we're flowing with whatever comes. You can get to this stage, and you will. All human beings will. It just takes time and effort. It's just a skill set to learn. And it requires a willingness to keep dealing with whatever emotions surface and releasing them to the light so that your body is lighter and you don't feel so burdened and weighed down, heavy from it all, which is what depression is. It's a person feeling depressed, pressed down by all the weight of their life, their stories of what has occurred to them, and their fearful, angry, shameful reactions to it. Depression is calling you to deep rest. It is your body's way of saying, I need you to stop now, to feel and heal this and to let it go, or to let it be. Enough running, enough pushing it away and trying to pretend it isn't real. Stop, feel, and heal. Rest, then you can feel better, you can find peace and happiness. This is what is needed. And you deserve it, and you're allowed to have it, and you've done nothing wrong. Any actions that you've taken resulted from your pain due to your past experiences. You had no control over what occurred to you when you were a little child. You did your best to cope and live your life. If you've done some things you're not proud of, please forgive yourself. Forgive and free yourself of any shame, guilt, resentment, regrets, and choose to behave differently from now on. Know you did the best you could at the time. Let yourself off the hook and let yourself have fun and enjoy your life. You deserve to do so, to be free of the past and make the most of your now. Another big part of healing from sexual abuse is learning to trust another, to let a partner close to you, and to be able to determine when it is safe to do so and when the person is someone who's trustworthy and who will treat you well and wants to be in a loving, intimate, connected, heartfelt relationship with you. Recognize, however, that if you're not in such a relationship with yourself, you're not likely to do so with a partner. So we need to ask ourselves, am I loving and supportive of myself? Do I respect and treat myself well? Do I lovingly speak to myself and honor my own needs? If I don't, there's no point expecting a partner to do so because their behavior will reflect the way you treat yourself. If you treat yourself poorly, you're role modeling to a partner that they can do so too. So part of healing is learning to see the truth that people may treat you poorly if you let them, but as you heal and become more whole, you won't attract that behavior in because you simply won't get into that relationship, as you would know deep in your core, in your intuition and your gut feelings, that that person is not suitable for you as a partner. And when you are honoring and loving yourself, you'll listen to that message. When we're still needy and looking for love from outside, we might hear the message, but we ignore it, we override it, and we get into the relationship anyway. And then later we go, oh, yep, I was warned, I should have listened. In order to access your knowingness, that intuition and gut feel, you've got to be connected to yourself so that you can listen to your feelings and identify your needs. And that requires learning to be fully grounded in your body, to be present within it. And you can do this by simply closing your eyes and focusing on your breath in your belly. Get used to breathing deeply and witnessing your body's reactions. Send love and light to anywhere where there's any discomfort or tension. Practice feeling and listening to what's occurring inside you. You can do this regularly throughout the day. It doesn't take long, just a minute or so to tune in, witness what's occurring, and send love and light to those parts of yourself so that they can relax and so that the energies there, that tension can dissipate. So throughout the day, notice whether you're in your body, if you're present and feeling what's occurring, or if you've floated off into your mind or escaped into fantasy and left your body, so to speak, dissociation. There are many techniques you can use to help you settle back into your body and for your body to relax. One that I've been using for the last 2 years is tension and trauma release exercises, TRE. And this helps the nervous system to relax and unwind so that the body drops out of hypervigilance, fight, flight, and freeze, and it can return to its normal relaxed state. TRE is just a simple set of exercises that once you've learnt them, it is best if you've got a trauma history to learn them with a practitioner. You only need to do a few sessions so that they can make sure that you can do it safely and you can self-regulate and listen to your body and rest when you need to, that you're not going to push yourself too hard. But once you've learnt it, you can then use it for the rest of your life at home on your own if you are able to self-regulate. And it will help your body to reduce stress, tension, and to release trauma so that those activations within you get completed and your body relaxes. We have an inbuilt mechanism to shake off all the tension and trauma. And this uses up the fight and flight chemicals like cortisol and adrenaline that get stored in our body every time we get triggered and don't act. So if we did run away or we did fight back, those chemicals in the fight, flight, and freeze response would get used up in the action of us responding and moving. But if we freeze or we push through, forcing ourselves to stay present in a situation where our body is uncomfortable and is telling us to flee, then those fight flight chemicals stay within the body because there's no action, there's no moving and burning them up. And so those chemicals add to our muscles clenching and the tension patterns that we feel in our body. If you had to stand there while an abuser was saying horrible things to you, or you had to witness domestic violence and one of your parents being treated badly by the other, and part of you was wanting to fight back, was wanting to speak up, or was wanting to run away, but you couldn't because you were trapped in the house, then that is why your body tenses up and you end up with those tight, clenched muscles because you're primed, ready to act, but you're not able to act because you know that to do so is just going to result in more abuse and harm to yourself. And so TRE enables the body to discharge those activations, those energies, and use up those chemicals that were generated to help you to fight or flee. So it helps the body to relax. And when the body does relax, it then leads to a shifting of our patterns and our behaviors because we actually feel safer and more peaceful within. And in recent years with neuroscience, they've discovered that the brain is only sending 10% of the messages that transmit through the body go from the brain down to the body. 90% is actually coming up from the body and from our gut to the brain. And so if our body's not feeling safe, it'll be constantly sending messages up to the brain saying, danger, danger, threat, threat, threat. And this is why, even though we may consciously know that we're safe, that there's no danger around us at the moment, we still feel as if there is, and we scan for threat or danger because our body is giving us signals, or giving the brain signals to say that there is a threat out there. When you use TRE or other methods that help the nervous system to calm down, those signals dissipate. And so the body is no longer sending the message to the brain that you're in danger. And therefore, the body relaxes more, the brain relaxes more, and your defense mechanisms, that hypervigilance, starts to soften. And when that softens, you're then able to actually finally move forward and do the things you've wanted to do but haven't felt safe to do. You can connect with others, you can play, you can have fun because your body's saying, yep, it's safe now to do that. It no longer senses threat at every corner. So TRE is just one technique you can use for that process. There are others like somatic experiencing, EMDR, anything that is working to help the nervous system relax, hypnosis, etc. Other things you can do, spend time in nature. Nature helps to calm our nervous system, to slow us down, to be more present. Meditation is also beneficial. And gentle exercises that get us to connect with our body, like yoga, Pilates, Tai Chi, Qigong, all of those kinds of things, again, help us to come into our body and to connect and ground within it. So there's a lot that can be done. And learning to be present to what's occurring in the moment and being grounded in your body is a major step in healing, because then you can feel and process what needs to be let go of. And when you're present in that way, you can get the inner guidance as to what to do and how to improve your experience of life. And this is what the sages have meant when they've said the answers are all within you. And, you know, at first when you hear that, it sounds like, you know, like, yeah, sure they are. But really, when you can quiet and calm your body down and have your mind be quiet and get into that stillness, you really do get given the answers, because your intuition will tell you what you're needing to do. You'll sense emotions coming up that need to be felt. You'll sense your inner child or your defense mechanisms, the parts of you that want to bring to your attention something for you to shift and to move through. You'll get guidance as to what you're here to do, your purpose, what brings you joy, what you're to do next. Your soul knows what you need to do, and it will talk to you when you can get to that quiet place to be able to hear its messages. So listen to your heart and follow its guidance. That's the goal, to reach, to live as happily as ever after as possible. Healing from childhood sexual abuse does take a lot of time and a lot of effort, but it's worth it to find the freedom and peace that awaits you when you heal. So this has been part 2 on this topic. There's also a part 1 and a part 3, because there are just so many aspects involved with healing from the extreme trauma that can occur when we've experienced childhood sexual abuse. Thank you for watching this short video, part 2, on healing from childhood sexual abuse. I hope you've found it interesting and insightful. It's my aim to empower people with the skills and knowledge to walk their healing journeys as gently and peacefully as possible. There are over 100 of these answers to questions about life available for free on the Life Insights page of my website. Please visit to learn more about the healing journey and ways to live peacefully and happily. Have a great day, and please look after yourself. Thanks.